They may be talking, the peace talks may dominate in the rest of the world, but up on the front lines, it is all about war. It is furious. It is very violent, very dangerous. This is my trip to the behind the Serb lines over this weekend with the KLA. Here it is.
Shortcut the long, dangerous trip to the front lines, we helicoptered to the city of Kukes, where our chopper was an irresistible attraction for the refugee kids from the camp nearby. Here we joined a KLA military convoy, one of the safer ways to travel across this country, plagued by both war and bandits. Under cover of darkness and escorted by several KLA soldiers, we crossed the border into Kosovo. That barbed wire fence represents the old boundary between Albania, behind you, and Kosovo. We are now standing in Kosovo. From now on, the march will be in liberated Kosovo with members of the KLA. While the news in the rest of the world is focused on peace, here there is only the sound of war. About 2 miles inside Serb territory, this is their former base at Košara. Captured about a month ago by the KLA, we were the first American journalists permitted on the base. According to the KLA, NATO accidentally bombed these barracks after its capture, killing or wounding about 20 KLA fighters inside. The fighting along this line is fierce and constant. For the last week, it has been happening every day, all day and night. And on your back and belly in the dirt, the war in Kosovo is close and personal. One of the relatively few KLA fighters who've survived from the beginning of this conflict, they call this guy Rambo. As you can see, he is both fearless and lives to fight Serbs. The KLA only took this position from the Serbs about a week ago. So,
be careful, they threw the grenade right now. Be careful.
Very soon we'll be hearing the artillery coming back from the Serbs.
All right. You will be witness right now. Be careful.
KLA reinforcements are constantly arriving. Some recruited from the refugee camps, others from much closer to home.
Hey, Mr. Ronaldo.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Where are you from?
Buffalo, New York.
Is that right?
That's right. What are you doing in this part of the world?
John is one of about 200 volunteer fighters here from Canada and the United States.
Happy to see me.
How old are you? Both these guys come from New York. The 25-year-old and the 23-year-old from Yonkers and New York City. Here fighting for their roots, I guess. The KLA is apparently not the only army using foreign volunteers. So here's documentary evidence that the Russians are fighting alongside the Serbs. The local KLA commander showed me documents he says were removed from a dead Serb officer, proving a recent NATO allegation that troops from the former Soviet bloc have joined the other side. By midday, American warplanes were hurling fire on the Serbs below. NATO should know that they had great success, according to KLA radio. They're saying many tanks have been destroyed. They can see many dead soldiers. They may be surrounded by the world, but the dogged Serbs fight on. And the relentless Serb attacks have inflicted terrible damage on the KLA. Among their many casualties, this Armenian-American volunteer, a roofer from Brooklyn, who lost his foot to a Serb mine. Despite all the talk of peace, international observers say this weekend's fighting was among the war's most ferocious. When or how this all ends is anyone's guess. But those still snow-capped mountains are a grim reminder of the awful deadline the peacemakers face. If these refugee children are not safely settled when winter returns, then the scope of this human disaster will be truly catastrophic.